This is to kick it off. We put together this little video. We hope you like it.
Champion sound, sound boy.
Yeah. Get your slides ready. Very cool. So we wanted to hold out until the very beginning to show that off. Now we're going to put it on the network. We're going to put it on the big screen, and we're putting together a couple little AV stuff packages so everybody can see it. So hey, welcome to the new hotel. What do you guys think? An improvement? You think? Yeah. I think this room is pretty pimptacular. I don't know what to make of this. So we got a new hotel, we got a new network with 100 megabits. We got a new badge contests. We went away from electronic this year to the titanium. And you'll notice it turns out that this is basically a key to a whole bunch of contests that are running right now that's tied into posters and the program and art and shirts and things on the network. And we even have secret agents mixed in among you that have clues that you might have to end up interacting with. We've got all kinds of cool shit going on, and the theme of spy versus spy is what it's all about. So you might actually have to observe sort of a dead drop. You might have to observe people interacting. You might have to sneak up to somebody and pass them a note, and they'll get some information back to you. So it's pretty cool, but I'll let Lost sprinkle some more clues in during his talk. There's over 50 mini games and contests going on right now, and we've got the most contests ever. Also, for the first time, I've always wanted to bring a server and plug it into the network and just give away all the media stuff that we've done over the years. All the past talks and presentations are online now. So I know you guys are going to DOS it and it's going to get horribly wrecked and polluted. But, and I did something foolish. I accidentally left the upload feature turned on. So if you guys want to upload anything, I don't know what happened. And that's at the address 10.0.0.32, port 7000. And just, have fun with that. And then I just got notice that Dead Addict happened to put up a server at wares.defcon.org, spelled with a Z, warez.defcon.org. He's got 1.5 terabytes of stuff. And so it's pretty cool. We're making the most out of our new network here. So what's really going on here is this is all a giant build-up for DEF CON 20, the 20th anniversary of DEF CON next year. So we're trying out a lot of stuff this year to beta test it, and if it breaks, we want it to break this year so we can fix it for next year, because next year we're going to go just completely off the hook. And what do you think we could do with a stage like this? Yeah. Oh, you're...
You realize Jeff just asked you to break things.
Yeah. So we're on a build-up for DEF CON 20, and we've got a lot of really cool stuff we're going to do. So don't be surprised if some of the stuff you come across this year is really going to be tied into next year. And maybe some of the clues you find this year are on a build-up to help solve problems for next year. So we're really tying it into a whole lot of things and making it very integrated. Okay, so I'm not going to keep talking. I want to pass it off to Lost. He had a great time designing the badge this year to take a break, from doing the mystery challenge, which he announced yesterday is coming back for the 20th anniversary for 20 teams next year. Yeah. This year I have 10 spots for my tamper evident contest, and next year, it's the third year we're doing it, so next year we'll get to the maximum hardness level. We started easy, medium, next year will be hard, and we'll have 20 teams next year. So you can see this reoccurring theme. So there'll be plenty of ways for you guys to get involved next year. Okay, I want to pass it off to man, the legend, the man that needs no introduction, Mr. Lost. Yep.
You guys are like way too quiet. Come on, make a little more noise. So I hope everyone's been having fun thus far. Wow, that spot is really bright. I can't like see anything. It's like when Billy Joel was yelling at, "Don't light the audience." Anyway. So, hi, I'm Ryan. I'm Lost. I was very flattered when Jeff asked me to go ahead and do the badges this year. Joe Grand is a good friend of mine. And we've had many professional interactions as well as interactions through DEF CON and things like that. But I have a little bit of a paradox, is that we have this Welcome to DEF CON intro talk where I'm supposed to talk about the badges that are concurrently running in a contest. So I've got clues and information that I really want to tell you, but I can't be blatant about it. And since we are doing the spy versus spy theme, I figured why not we do this like a professional briefing, and I'll just redact stuff. So I consider all of you to have exercised your rights and doing Freedom of Information Act and requesting information from me, and I have taken the liberty of redacting certain things throughout this talk. So you may or may not be able to glean more information and hints as we go through information. And please, don't be stone quiet. Make a little noise, for real. Come on. That's it? Because this is DEF CON, and you guys, like, even at DEF CON 101, the noobs were like, all right, so DC set the stage for me this year saying, let's do something different. Let's evolve, let's progress. When we started doing the electronic badges, they weren't anywhere. Now they're everywhere. You go to a security conference, you go to other conferences, everybody's got electronic badges now. The Hack the Badge contest last year had approximately 30 official entries or so. How many people have you guys seen in the hallways working on the crypto thus far this year? A lot, right? How many of you personally have done at least something involving the badges? Make some noise. Yeah. So that right there, I consider it a success. How many of you have had fun doing that thus far? And how many of you want my head on a stick? So we decided to go with some exotic material, and I said, you know, Jeff, what about wood? What about titanium?
At one point I was like, if we can get our hands on aerogel, what could we do with it?
So my metal supply, we've actually are on our second production group. Our first group actually gave us a quote, and during the time between he gave us a quote per badge production cost and the time we actually went and had a contract with them, the price of titanium had gone up in the country.
And the amount of titanium in the whole country went down.
Yeah, and so the guy actually backed out of the contract, said, I just can't do it. I can't do it. So I had to go and hunt and find a new guy. And the new guy called around, and we actually, for DEF CON, have purchased pretty much, with give or take a little bit, all of the existing stock titanium that's in big flat sheets in the entire country. And not that I'm telling you all to invest, but I think we may, as DEF CON, have affected the market price of titanium in the United States. We actually wanted to make more badges than we had this year, because I've heard we've sold out already. Is that true? That we're already out? We actually wanted to make more. We couldn't get any more raw material to make more. We literally, and we made thousands more badges this year than last year. And we couldn't get any more stock, so we did the best we could for you guys. So. Are we releasing that number?
Oh, total quantity was over 10,000.
Total quantity is over 10,000. Over 9,000. So. No, it is over 10,000 badges this year. So a non-electronics badge equals a metagame that anyone can play. For those of you who haven't been paying attention or have been like in a hole or something, there are stages to this contest, And each stage has multiple varying degrees of difficulty. Everything goes from easy to medium to, oh my God, how did they solve that? Because I never would have gotten that. And I have seen people out there who have already picked up on some things that I never in a million years would have thought anybody would have gotten just in a conference, like over a space of a couple days. You guys impress me every year. Give yourselves a hand because you guys are awesome. So I thought I would share with you some of the process I went through in developing just the badges themselves, which may glean some information for you guys, be kind of fun. So I decided to give you guys my design sketches. So this was one of the original design sketches, which was going to do a number and a cutout, and you see it was going to be a 3-inch circle, and we had the little nub at the top. Consequently, the prototype badge that sold last night at the summit sold for $450, I think. Is the person who bought it in here, actually? So anyway.
Is that him right over there?
So a big hand for the summit and raising money for EFF, guys. Seriously. So there's only 2 of those, and DT will have the other one. So you guys that bought that, you have like the secret pass. So this is an evolution of the design drawing. This went to version 1.0 and 2.0. I actually decided to remove the little nub at the top because I thought it was more aesthetically pleasing to go to the circle. And I removed the DEF CON text because it just seemed the whole elegant, simple is better. I'm an engineer and a mathematician. I'm not an artist. But I wanted like a clean, pure look to it. And it's supposed to give the feeling of an old artifact or relic that's been passed through time. Hence the artificial antiquing that we did to the titanium, which was not easy. So here's another design sketch. I don't know if you can read the text at the bottom there. It says hippie crap. That's a little bit of a redaction there. So the contest badge, I had to give props to my people. So my DEF CON roots really come from the contest area. Yay, contest area, yay. Woo! My very first DEF CON, I actually competed in a contest, and from that point forward, I've either run or been in a contest every single year. So you'll notice the giant pyramid logo on the floor when you walk into the conference. The contest badges are the only ones that are the same shape as that. It's kind of an homage to my people. So the press, the speaker, and the vendor badges were given a deliberate shape so that the goons could easily identify humans from other types of badges from a distance. That's why those are the same shape, or one of the reasons anyway. The goon badge, and you can see my wonderful